Good evening, I'm Heather Skold.
And I'm Bart Bedsole. It doesn't matter if you're vaccinated or not. State health officials are changing their guidance when it comes to quarantine and isolation times for COVID-19, effectively cutting them in half.
KRDO News Channel 13's Dan Beatty is live in studio after speaking with state health officials on the new recommendations. Dan.
The CDC released its updated recommendations on Monday, and local health officials quickly followed suit. The Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment tells me the new guidance will keep people safe while alleviating some stress on the state's businesses. Instead of isolating for 10 days after contracting COVID-19, the CDC now recommends 5 days of isolation followed by 5 days of wearing a mask. As for people who come into close contact with someone who tests positive for COVID, the CDC recommends 5 days in quarantine. However, if quarantine isn't feasible, they suggest 10 days with a mask. The CDC says the change stems from new data demonstrating that a majority of COVID transmissions occur early in the course of the illness, but the state's epidemiologists say that doesn't mean you're in the clear after 5 days.
This is another transition in our response and an update to the guidance as we continue to respond. I think that the element requiring masking for the full 10 days, even after somebody is released from isolation after 5 days, is an indication that there is still risk of transmission in that 6 to 10 day period.
The state health department says they haven't seen the new science and the new data that led to the CDC's decision to alter the isolation and quarantine guidance. But some health experts fear the guidance could lead to further spread of the virus, especially with a large number of unvaccinated.
For the unvaccinated, the data doesn't really back up that they become non-infectious at 5 days. And yes, the CDC has said that everyone should mask up out in public for another 5 days, but we know what happened in May when the CDC dropped universal mask recommendations. Nobody masked, whether vaccinated or not.
If someone is still showing symptoms of COVID after 5 days, the CDC still recommends that people stay in isolation for a longer period of time. Reporting live in the studio, Dan Beatty, KRDO, News Channel 13.
All right, Dan, thanks. With that, here are the latest COVID case numbers being reported in our community. According to the State Health Department, El Paso County comes in with 591 new cases today and 8 new deaths. In Pueblo, 72 new cases and 1 new death. There were 8 new cases in Teller County today. Fremont County reported 11 new cases with 2 new deaths as well.
To weather.